Hello, everyone. My name is TYMOSCHUK. I am CEO of Ufuture, a Ukrainian holding company which holds assets in many companies across different industries. Currently, our assets under management are evaluated at 550 million US dollars, and the total market capitalization of the companies that we've invested in is above 1 billion US dollars. In general, Ukraine has entered this crisis much stronger and well prepared than we were in 2014 and in 2008. We have a much more stable banking system and fiscal policy in the country as a whole. Our country is prepared with different hedging and fiscal instruments, floating exchange rate, much higher reserves of the National Bank of Ukraine, and much stronger banks, both Ukrainian and international banks, that are ready to support businesses and entrepreneurs in these times of unprecedented challenges. This is a luxury we didn't have in 2014 or in 2008. That doesn't mean that recession will not have any effect on Ukraine. Of course it will. We are export-based economy, and most of our exports are raw materials, basic agriculture commodities, and semi-ready metal and steel products. It is no surprise to anyone that in times of the global economic recession, both prices and demand for such products fall, and they have already fallen. So we expect lower income to our companies and for our budget, less taxes, and of course, the deficit of our state budget has been growing. Specifically, to address this issue, our government is negotiating with the IMF, actually on already two facilities. One is extended fund facility that Ukraine has been in with IMF for the last several years, and another emergency fund put together by IMF in response to the coronavirus pandemic and economic recession, specifically for emerging and developing countries. So if we successfully conclude our negotiations with IMF, which I am sure we will, there's just no other way around it, we will be able to cover the current deficit of our budget, and Ukraine should be able to meet its both external and internal obligations before investors, taxpayers, lenders, and other stakeholders. Now, what does it mean for businesses in Ukraine, and what opportunity it gives specifically to French companies in Ukraine? Well, for businesses in Ukraine, the most important task today is to maintain our workforce. And actually, because of the complete shutdown of economies and borders in the EU and other countries across the globe, since the beginning of the quarantine, hundreds of thousands of Ukrainians have returned home. We, Ukrainian businesses, manufacturers, service industries, builders, sees this as an opportunity to actually employ more Ukrainians that have come back to the country and retain this workforce in Ukraine, which also gives those people opportunity to stay in their home country, closer to their families, in mentality that they understand and